actually think Vici.
Yeah, they're the favorites, right?
I think Vici and Gambit are going to be super scary. But then again, coming into today, I kind of thought Royal Never Give Up and OG were
And
super
OG,
scary.
yeah.
That wasn't the
I
case.
agree. And obviously they are playing with a stand-in.
Bounty
Yeah.
Hunter banned
And
out.
I think Boom ID, we can't sleep on that as well. You know what I do think? I think if you compare this minor to the previous minor and the minor before that, the level of teams has definitely increased.
Yeah, and
The level of play being played
and
at
it's
the
weird because you look at these two teams, and I mean, being real, going into it, you're like, oh, these teams are going to be pretty weak. But both teams have like shown they've adapted to strategies. They've got something that works. Tons of practice. Like you can tell both these teams have practiced a ton. Like there's no doubt about that.
That Shen ban as well makes
Okay,
a
they
lot
do
of sense.
And
yeah.
SF. All right, they're denying two of like the major heroes.
CK insta picked. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
honestly.
heroes.
Old but gold. Chaos Knight.
I love playing that hero. Feels pretty good now.
He's
Just
like
in
this is
general.
super early though for a CK. This is like a first pick CK. So Flying Penguins, they have to adapt to it, and they can adapt to it.
previous game. Flying Penguins banned out the Grimstroke and the Lifestealer as well in the first phase. So just a heads up that those two are still in. We have yet to see a Lifestealer actually being played today, right? He's only been banned ever.
I believe so.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I could see Flying Penguins take it because I know Envy is against the Midas. No, they're just going Pango.
Pango, I mean, it's
whatever. I think it's fine. I still don't think he was like the problem last game. It was definitely just like some laning phase issues.
I'm still thinking that it's going to be
Queen of Pain.
mid-Pango.
I'm just kidding.
all right. So Flying Penguins just picking what they've picked the whole day, not really adjusting at all. Grimstroke plus CK is a good lane, and also that Soulbind works pretty well versus Grim if he gets connected to someone. So you have a good lane composition there, combo, and also a slight counter to the Pango, which isn't that bad.
I like how they play Grimstroke. I think, I forget the other team. Like, a lot of times when Grimstroke used to be picked, you were just all in on these double ultis or double whatever. They just play, like, super laning phase, focused, and then, like, if he gets a good R, good for him.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't just completely...
It's not like lich Grimstroke, yeah.
You, like, once team gets BKB, you lose. If you miss it, you lose. I like how they just play it stable, nothing crazy.
They ban out that Razor.
They're picking Lifestealer if it gets through, 100% now. I was like, they're going to pick Lifestealer if Razor wasn't in the pool. And now that he's not...
He's not too shabby versus CK if you go for the Radiance Shiva's build. I've seen CK's destroy that matchup though as well. So it can go both ways.
I just think, knowing Envy, because he's one of the few guys who hates Midases. So maybe he's on Lifestealer, doesn't want to get Midas, going to go some other build for it instead. We'll see. Razor just a strong hero too. We saw Old but Gold just straight up own with it against OG, so maybe not even a counter thing. Nah, they banned the Lifestealer, okay.
Yeah, once they saw that Razor
this is a good,
makes sense.
Lifestealer would own those two heroes. What do you ban yourself? What are you worried about? What else got through from last game? Shadow Fiend Chen banned.
Last game, there was a CK and a Void ban on the CK on the first on the Flying Penguins.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see that.
What's we also had a Lion ban.
I wouldn't mind seeing not a ban,
anyway.
but a pick for Flying Penguins that I wouldn't mind seeing is a Brewmaster, like in this game versus the CK.
Yeah, we've been mentioning him all day.
Always having that dispel versus the.
You have two
illusions isn't bad.
Two Panda players if you want.
Yeah.
Off lane as well as your 5, 4, whatever. Flying Penguins kind of rotates between their supports, it seems.
They banned the Ursa.
What is that?
What are they picking? Sven again.
Little earlier this time.
I mean, you still have the cleave versus the illusions, I suppose, but we'll see.
It wasn't like he really... Like, he's not one of those heroes that you expect to see on Envy.
Maybe this is a debate and it's a position 5.
I feel this one might be. How good is position 5 Sven? Now, his shield got, like, just destroyed.
Yep.
It does not feel like the whole reason his level 1 shield was amazing. Now it's, what, like 75 damage?
It's not nearly as good.
Yeah.
I don't know what Lacoste was saying today. If he sees Sven, he knows that team lost, so...
I mean, that is where Flying Penguins like to be, right? They like to be on the side that is expected to lose. So
just
so
don't
far,
pick
so
a Queen
good.
of Pain again, please. Like it's funny. They actually picked two heroes that I think generally a lot of people think are bad.
Yes.
Like even if we're wrong, 90% of people think those two heroes are pretty bad.
And Old but Gold go with another counter to Pangolier. That's the puck.
Yep. This time though, there's no Shadow Fiend, so this could be a mid puck.
It could be, yeah.
And we know that that is actually a hero that G is very comfortable on.
Isn't Tiny's just really good again, isn't it? For old but gold.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it feels just why not?
Deals well with the Rasta. Crushes Pango as well if he catches him. So
The only thing I'd say is that Sven is a hero that will buy BKB fairly early on, so you might want to have something that can help with the piercing BKB, BKB piercing disable.
True, because I definitely don't think they can push his. Because right, they did the same thing last game and he got his BKB, but they don't have the SF or Chen this time to push. And whoa, okay, I'm all about. I like this hero.
Ooh.
yeah, it's pretty good. We saw him today
Yeah, we
as
did.
well, and versus Illusions of CK, he's definitely strong. He's all right. Puck, if Puck is offlane, he doesn't deal very well with Warlock. Puck hates dots, and you just put that Shadow Word on him.
Yeah, you
he's
do
gonna
that,
suffer.
or you just like Eternal Envy will probably just be like, just heal me, just
Yes.
heal me. I'll last it under tower. They'll harass. Just heal me. Like I think this hero works for their play
Yeah,
style in
that's-
laning phase. Yeah, I
That's
like it.
really good as well. Yeah.
It
Envy
act-
gets
yeah.
hit so hard. Everyone likes hitting Envy actually
Yes.
in the laning stage.
They
So having something to heal him is good.
Easily satisfied.
I assume they're just going to take, if CK, I assume, is the offlane, I think you just take your other support, unless Puck is as well, but I don't know. Wait, actually, they do. They have a CK and a Puck, so is Puck, you think this will be a carry CK? More so?
Yeah, Illidan and CK is pretty good.
Yeah. And
I
I think
wouldn't
with
be
the
surprised.
Puck, I don't think you'd want to pick this Puck this early if it's your middle.
Honestly, you can still put this CK anywhere. You can put
Oh.
him on position 4 or offlane. So
Same with Puck, yeah.
Same with
They're just
Puck.
open.
So I like their draft because of
Let's
that. And they go with
open
the
that
Viper,
one though.
a hero that
Ooh.
squeezed through. Viper wasn't banned. Like we've seen a lot of Viper bans today. So a dragon, it's pretty strong.
Well, at
Did
the moment, the only passive that you really stop, actually, you stop the Pango and the Sven passive, I guess, especially if you're dream coiling them
And the Golem.
and the Golem. It's true.
I think. I don't actually know if that works, but
I think it works.
okay. His fists are pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What's this? What's his actual? It's Infernal Fist, or what is it called?
Yeah,
Did you know?
It
Okay.
is, I think.
Okay. And they banned the Tiny. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't take. I assume they just thought they wouldn't get Viper. Like if they didn't pick it there, they probably thought it would get
Yeah.
banned. So they just take him and they value him higher than the Tiny.
What can you even pick versus Viper? What works here? Is there anything that's good on that mid lane versus him at the moment?
I don't think it's good, but I've seen a lot of teams, they still don't mind doing Monkey King versus him, even though it's like, it feels like it's a direct counter. Teams still like Monkey King just into Viper.
He's banned out though, so
Oh, yeah, my
that's
bad.
not gonna happen.
That's
Razor isn't
true.
gonna happen.
What is? You definitely don't do DK. This is like the Omega counter to him. Kunkka's dead. Switch it up. Midas first Warlock middle. Let's go.
Take Morphling, turn into Viper, spit Nether Toxin at him,
You're
break
good.
his passive,
Then you just
easy
bite
win.
him, yeah.
Or
Do it.
Rubik, just steal it. I mean, I am kidding a little bit, but
Rubik.
something that does work versus Viper. If you get his passive out with break, like
Yeah.
that's not a hero.
Actually, yeah.
He
I
does.
like Rubik here. I don't really. It doesn't play as much. He used to play it a lot. I have not seen him play it in a while though. But obviously, it doesn't mean he can't just whip it out if he wants.
Overall,
No.
Rubik mid though.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
just-
it,
It's fallen.
yeah.
Off. It's fallen from grace for sure.
Spectre ban.
I think you need some physical
Wait.
damage.
So
That
they
means they're just making sure that if that
so they
Sven
think this
a
is Sven.
support,
Yeah, no, they think this is Sven offlane, right? And
Yeah,
Pango
and
mid.
middle
If they're
Pango.
Yeah. I
like
banning
that.
out Spectre, it makes sense.
I think it might be too.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked Relia's Pango a lot more than Snake King's too. I know they both play it well, but I think Relia is just a little bit better.
10 seconds remaining.
let's see.
Yeah, really. Because this, like you said, it could be Puck or CK just in any lane. Like either of them could still be a 4 too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mind CK4 here.
Weaver
Looks like
again.
A Weaver again.
All right, so I guess it's gonna be for CK.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a good combo with Grim,
Yeah.
right? I think that's the only reason. Like, it's way better than like with Puck and Weaver as like a 4. So I think you just do it that way.
You did mention earlier that Puck could be a support as well.
I think it's gonna be offlane again, like in the last match, because
Okay.
you have
I
this
agree.
Puck that's gonna be able to stand on the lane, while CK is that strong bruiser that's basically the replacement to Tiny from the last game, the guy that's gonna be in front, soaking up the damage. So
And now the real question is, where the hell is Flying Penguins going to go? Do they just take a... You think it's going to be a carry here? Feels like it kind of has to be.
Yeah, I don't think you want Sven as a carry, especially versus Viper and Weaver. That last game was hard enough for him. This game is almost... this game is just impossible.
Even like Grimstroke, before you get your BKB, Grimstroke just destroys you. Yeah, they got it. What's good, though? What can avoid these hero? Meepo? I mean...
this would be a great
this
game
would
for
be.
them,
Rioya plays it. Do you just give it to Rioya?
Is it a good Meepo game?
It is.
Puck not pretty good against Meepo?
No.
Because once you get like your double Wraith Band Blink, you're just gonna go ham on these heroes.
I mean, it's not gonna happen. Let's be real.
Now that you say it, maybe Rioya is thinking, because he did used to play it quite a bit. But
look at this notebook. This is crazy.
Is a big one. I didn't even take that many notes.
So many notes. Terrible.
Okay.
All right, something more simple, definitely.
Terrorblade.
A lot of armor on him as well.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I think this is a lot better. I think they have a lot better chance this game than last. After watching it, obviously I picked Flying Penguins to win, but in hindsight, I look back at the lanes and how it went. I think you just send this TB with a Warlock, pretty much any lane, and even if it's versus a tri-lane, they'll just survive.
Yeah,
and they will get farmed, just like game one with the Spectres. So I've picked Old But Gold game one, Flying Penguins 2. I don't know. I'll just end up going with, I think, Old But Gold. I think they're like their style of play feels so good in this. Like 20 minutes, we win. We're getting right back in the next game. They have a little bit slower of a draft than last game, but they have more kill potential in lane. And if they abuse that Grimstroke CK, they're going to take it. I think.
I agree with you, but I think these drafts are very close.
Yes,
it's not like these rare games, so
Agreed.
it can go either way. I'm going to go with Flying Penguins just because.
Then it was 50-50 on the panel.
Yeah, so it's 50-50, and there is that Terrorblade. If Envy does find that farm, he can really carry. So.
You make it past 30 minutes,
if
it's
they
a TB. It's a TB.
All right, let's find out if they will pass 30 minutes this time, because of course in game number 1 they couldn't. But Old But Gold, well, they're going to try to probably make it as quick as that second game. Well, let's find out what's going to happen in game number 3 with Lyrical and Trent.
So much, Shiva, in that beautiful panel. My goodness gracious, Trent. Game number 3, series number 3. Day only number 1, though. Still a lot more to come in the StarLadder Minor. My man, how you feeling about those drafts?
Well, last time she said my name first. She said Trent and Lyrical. And I thought, wow, no one ever says my name first when they do the handoff.
It's true.
It must never, like, it can't happen very often if I notice that time. And so this time I was kind of like, I wonder if she'll do it again. But no. So now I've just been relegated again. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I slighted her or something.
Too many Pokemon
references.
Yeah, you gotta step it up.
I'm done. That was my time to shine. So I like the Old But Gold draft. Terrorblade to me is like Envy hitting the panic button. He's like, oh my god, I don't want to do Terrorblade. That's I don't know. That's kind of what this hero always feels like to me. But of course, this hero can bail you out of so many situations because you get to a point where these illusions are just spreading across the map like a filthy disease. Of course, they're against Viper, so, you know, it's on both sides of this one. But eventually, you just can't deal with it. And even if they're stuck inside their base and turtling, somehow this hero can still funnel so much gold into himself and win you some engagements. So there's definitely a chance. But I think I like the Old But Gold draft a little bit better, although I'm not that into the support CK.
Really?
Yes, the flexibility is kind of cool because you get to draft at first phase. But aside from that, I'm a little like, eh. You know, it's neat that they're soulbind, but it's eh.
I would agree with you, but the thing that I do really like about it is that, or the thing I like about the Old But Gold draft is everything outside of that CK. You look at Pangolier right here, 2/3 of all of the leashes in the game are held right now by Old But Gold. All they needed was a Slark, and they would have had them all. And he is just not going to be able to roll around. He's not going to be able to do the things that he wants to do. I feel like this Pango first pick is kind of being put, you know, in the dumpster a little bit in these last couple games. It could be rough for him. I don't know if he's going to have a good one.
I'm just looking forward to some 2014 Dota here with G on the Viper. This is going to be very enjoyable to witness. Getting all his classics out here. Just need a G Queen of Pain to really round things out.
The hero obviously has been changed a lot since then, but I still think that G has shown he can dominate in spite of not having the old poison attack.
The basic concept of the hero was very similar. You know, he's green and gross.
Yeah.
So he's into that. And now he's not even win lane, lose game. He's win lane and win game. which is a big upgrade compared to old Viper.
And then also jungle if you need to.
And he looks a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to be just a giant green flying, I don't even know.
This guy is an immortal now.
Wow.
It's
What a time to be alive. Mott, you know, he's missed so much.
I know, it's sad. Uh-oh. Look out. Mr. Illidan taking a lot of damage up there top. But likewise, punches coming out by virtue of Vanscore. Looks like Snaking already is off to a little bit of a better time. I thought that they were going to go for the all-out tri-lane against the Terrorblade, but Grant did mention that it's a lot easier to stay alive with that Warlock just there to babysit him. Still could run into some issues, that Terrorblade, in the later stages of this game once that magic damage is online.
Yeah, I think it's also a little bit of a issue where there's going to be a lot of like once this Puck and CK are level 2, level 3, CK or the Terrorblade's life pool is very small, and they have quite a bit of magic nuke that they can just chuck at this guy. And you might even see a rotation from the Grimstroke down and just like one ink swell on a Puck and TB just dies. Yeah. And ideally, you want to force this TB to jungle at level 3. That is the goal if you're on the side of Old But Gold.
On just level 1 for right now, and they are going to bring in the stun up top lane where they try and bring down Vanscore. Needs to eat his way through the trees, and that Inkswell was never going to work. Snaking finds first blood. Nice win for him there.
You ever playing in a lane and someone's there supporting you and you just want them to leave, and then they just end up feeding kills, and you're just like, I wish you just weren't here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what's just happened right there. And they're reevaluating the situation. Vanscore's sitting in the base right now. He's holding this gold in his TP, and he's like, I don't really know where I'm going. But he's waiting for the Blightstone so he can bring it to Illidan. That's nice.
That's the way to be, man.
Yeah, there you go. So now that's a double value with 2 heroes.
Oh. Takes out that Sentry Ward too, just making sure that Illidan has the best time that he possibly can. The Blightstone online now. That extra little bit of harass against the Sven, who's really hard to hurt. But I will say that that extra proc on the end of it with the Gemini attack can start to make a pretty big difference with that Blightstone on there.
Certainly doesn't hurt. In terms of a little bit of a buff for the hero. So how's this healing working out for Envy? Seems to be going all right down here. Lella's just doing his thing. You know, Warlock, the key to this hero is just staying under the tower. You really want to trade hits. You think it's a good idea. And then you get stunned once and you die. And you go, I should have just stayed under the tower and healed my core here. So we'll see if he enters the danger zone. For now, because he's stuck behind the tower for a while, Velour gets the space to make this pull happen. And that's going to draw them out here. As nice catch there. Gets the mid-kill.
Nether Toxin with the 2 points in the poison, and Envy looking like he might drop down low as well. But that Warlock always there, his trusty buddy, keeping him alive. Snaking slowed up top, taking these punches, but we'll throw out the Stormhammer. And that forces back Vanscore as well.
A couple of nice heroes with the Inkswell this game between the Puck and the Weaver, as you just saw right there. So can kind of buff them up and get them right on top of them.
And so in spite of that death, Pango is still getting a good amount of the CS as they have found themselves another jump onto Vanscore, and this hero will go down again. Flea picking up the kill that time.
Yeah, it's just kind of free, honestly. Like if they get the distance onto him, it's just, well, what can you do? But yeah, no, it's good that he's using the swashbuckles you can see every time to secure the range creep as well, just trying to keep his XP relevant in that mid lane. Yeah. And he's Radiant side, so you also get to do this. And nice use of the ancient tactic of a tree block jungling.
Iron Talon, eat your heart out.
The dream. And gets the stack off too, and he gets the bottom rune.
Looks like Flea might be dead here yet again. They had the bugs there onto Sven. Not have that Geminate attack, and now with the slowdown, a lot of negative armor is going to be a good duration stun. Can they kill him off in time? Could think about diving under the tower for this, but a good Shackles is going to keep the Sven alive, at least for now, but now Flea might end up giving up his life away, but the tower shot was still on Illidan, and they're able to force him back. Playing this top lane very fast and loose.
And down bottom, I mean, they've kind of slowed down the TB, but honestly, he's up there right with BZZ, so no kill secured yet. Warlock doing a great job so far, has not died. That really is the goal on this hero. Just do not get out of position. Just make sure that you're up to keep spamming your heal. He's got the stick. He is out of clarities, but still able to help keep him up in there. They're going to secure the bottom bounty runes. In fact, they're going to secure all 4 bounty runes right now for Old But Gold. So that is a nice swing at the moment, recognizing that they weren't able to fight top because they're behind the wave, behind the tower, and then same thing in the bottom lane where it's, you know, obviously this is where you have to live with these 2 heroes.
You know, it's so interesting to me, too, because you think about the way that this series has progressed. This would have been a dead Terrorblade if they had a Chen on their line. Just recall in the mid for a second, you get, like, Nether Toxin onto him. Yep. But it's so much more painful to have to rotate with the slow heroes and then have to either TP back or, you know, just at some point you're going to have to walk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this Grimstroke could literally just put an Inkswell, basically, and leave and get a kill. But you can't do that without a Chen. So, helping to keep these lanes static and more predictable here, as you also see Flea takes a moment there to drop a nice deep ward, abusing that vision of the tower there. So they're not going to know that that's been spotted there to watch those exact rotations.
Rayoya needs to be careful. He's going up top to check out to see if he gets a rune, and if he does get something like a haste, could maybe make a play, as Vanscore is showing, and he's going to actually just be able to get that Inkswell break on the shackles, but Flea's still chasing him down, and with some body blocks and some punches, looks like Vanscore is eventually going to go down there. And meanwhile, G chasing forward. Rayoya going to go for the ulti and roll away.
So need some driver's ed there. A little bit dangerous for a second, but gets himself out. And Envy is in the jungle at level 4, so mission somewhat accomplished. It is giving space to a Warlock, though, so if they don't actually get a kill here, this is relatively okay. Oh, well, speaking of kills, Vetlor, wrong neighborhood. Get himself out. But one of the best things about TV jungling this early, he still farms really fast, right? Like, he can basically farm faster in the jungle than he can in lane, and then you're giving this lane over to your support. So it's going to be a really early 6 for Lelis.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't die in lane, which it's unlikely to happen as long as he stays in that area there and, you know, can kind of hide off in the trees. In the meantime, it is Viper also going to retreat to the jungle and has gotten level 8, building towards that Atos, which we've seen time and again for setting up those initial kills.
Yeah, and you can see how G is kind of abusing this Viper still, even with the nerf, right? Because he's just throwing the Nether Toxin on one camp and then throwing it back on the other over and over, so he doesn't have to worry about missing out on any sort of stacking.
That's nice. So this is the dive for Lelis, since they know that he's completely alone.
Yeah, this is what would have happened to TV. This is why TV can't be here.
In the meantime, they're actually finding the kill on a Vanscore. So they lose the Grimstroke for it, and almost finding the kill on a Vetlor. He goes down!
All right, they just couldn't get the damage in time. Turns around, puts Fatal Bonds on him, and gives him the heal.
Uh-oh. Illidan. Oh, they get the silence. They have the Hex as well, but do they have the follow-up? Yes, indeedy duty. Snaking picks up that kill. And Flying Penguins off to a very hot start here inside of the Viper kind of owning everybody. It's still working for him.
Good old lucky shot.
Dream Coil down bottom. Long duration silence. The silence afterwards of the Phantom Embrace. And this was always going to be the worry.
Yeah, and they're even playing very deep here in the mid lane as well. It's just a single Chaos Bolt to Reality Rift, and you can imagine Lelis just goes down. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Puts the ward down. Even with the sentry. He's like, I know there's a ward here.
Yeah.
Oh, CK has a sentry too, though. But he didn't notice. Dangerous.
But yeah, it did seem a little bit weird that Envy went down there right after the Warlock died. Like, maybe could have sent an illusion or something.
Maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he thought that he's Coil or something. Maybe he didn't notice that he wasn't 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll agree. Definitely looked like a death sentence.
Yeah. Ward dropped down there. I believe that one was scouted out as well. But right now it is Flying Penguins grouping together and trying to take the top tier 1 while simultaneously Old But Gold pressure the tier 1 bottom.
They are close to getting both supports to 6 here, even without Tome, honestly.
Ooh, that was close.
And BZZ, there he goes again. He's got himself that Vlad's.
Yeah. It's apparently the build.
All right, they're bringing in some rotations here. Vanscore still just level 4, but enough to help.
Dodges. He's just going to make him
space created.
Spend some time on him. And in the meantime, Pango's also rotated up here. They do spot out Vanscore, the stun. A lot onto it. They try and find a kill, and does have that Dream Coil if he wants to use it. Catches onto 2, not bad at all. But I don't think they can kill him. Snake King's still living through this, at least for now. But the silence, the damage coming out, the multiple points there, and the Waning Rift in. Looks like Raya is going to be able to get himself out. But they break his salve instead. So yeah, 4 points in Waning Rift for BZZ.
It is definitely, I don't know, a little bit more interesting. just not mixing up whatsoever. I guess because we see this sometimes from puck players where it's like, why bother splitting it if it ends up being the same damage anyway, right? Because they basically scale the exact same way. Yeah, the increased silence because he's playing versus a TB, always kind of nice too. Increased silence versus a Pango, so just one of those things you can do is a puck. And obviously, sometimes you're just not going to connect with the orb, right? Whereas the silence is kind of guaranteed. So,
nice catch here as well. Does have the jump away if he wanted it, but couldn't get the full stun lock there. So another great play by Flying Penguins as they keep on making these moves around the map and buying space for Envy to just keep his farm going.
Catapult in the mid lane here too, with the CK just in behind. Not going for a kill really. Does not want to die though, but he's just trying to make that space, and damn, the value.
Oh my god. The Dream Coil, but then they turn it back around with the Chaotic Offering, and Rhea completely stuck in position, rooted, silence. This Pango is not moving anywhere except to the grave.
Yeah, that counter is really brutal.
Oh my god. So the Atos, the double leashes.
And there's the tower. So it cost them their puck. Not the kill that you want to give up there, but continuing to just kind of close out the space of the TB with his towers starting to fall. So Flea still lurking up here, doing his thing. Doing a lot of lurking in these series today, be it Lion or Shadow Shaman. And we know this guy will just drop those snakes. Doesn't care if there's 50 HP left on that tower or 367. He throws them down. And that would have been the greatest deny of all time, but Illidan not able to perform some quick calculations.
Yeah, not quite there in time.
No. Someday, though. If he plays Dota long enough, you know.
He's been playing for about
the longest,
feels
gets
like.
gold. Maybe he can do it then.
Ooh, that's great. I like that.
Envy's on the wrong side of the map. He's in the Dire Triangle. Why play Dire? Radiant's better anyway, and then just take the Dire Triangle. It's fine. This guy's a genius. Knows all the attention's up top because his team is making rotations and pushing the tower there. And sure, this is like a little bit greedy, but they're not going to make vision here.
Yeah, they're all playing up there.
Yep.
In the meantime, Snaking just going to back away. Oh, no. Oh, they're heading over here, though. Is Envy's waiting for the next round of camps to spawn? Oh, my God. He might just run into G. All right, Vanscore's like, what?
Hey, my smoke broke, guys.
Oh, Atos. Oh, Atos. Oh, Atos. No, they got him. They got him caught, and G's just going to walk up silenced forever.
Tip.
You saw it, and it was like watching a plane crash. You just knew it was going to happen.
It's actually kind of fun. I mean, obviously it's not ideal, but they're hunting this guy, right? Like, this is their goal right now, is to try and find him. And so he knows he's to be a little unpredictable, and that is what Envy is best at in Dota. But they got him. They figured it out. The smokes pays off. Great ward placement as well to ensure that he didn't get that TP off. And it's going to cover that area anyway to make sure that doesn't happen once again. So it's not a totally wasted ward. And then they transition instantly into that bottom tower, which is one of the ones that TB's probably a little bit better at defending at, honestly, just by the illusion spam, right? It can be hard to actually get the wave to this point without a pickoff like that.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And another smoke up. They know that right now, Flying Penguins are trying to play around top, so they're going to make this cross-map movement. And well, lo and behold, the person they might run into is Eternal Envy yet again.
That would be very unfortunate.
Looks like they're heading a little bit.
They're going to drop like 3 wards in this area. Because now they've covered their triangle, they want these Radiant Ancients gone.
They would literally love to get up there. But also simultaneously, there's a smoke gank, or rather just the rest of Ulba Gold showing up. But that means, I mean, Envy's completely vulnerable.
Only cares TV.
They got him. They got him. Pull him back in. 3-second stun. The orb, the everything. This man is gone. Yet again, a 2-person stun. Can they turn this back around? I don't think so. Snaking still coiled. Now he's Atos, and now he's going to be pulled back in and killed off. Disaster doesn't even begin to describe it.
Oof. All right, well, once again, Flying Penguins start to fall behind in the early game. And it's worked out before with the Spectre. And the TB can, of course, pull off the exact same types of games, but this is already looking very dangerous. The high ground potential, the sieging potential from Ulba Gold, maybe not quite as good as some of their other lineups. There's not necessarily someone directly built for killing the towers, but if we get this Deso right away again from the Weaver, which it looks like we're going to have in just mere moments, yeah, towers won't be a problem. How many of these 15-minute bounties are you going to get? Just 2?
That looks like, although those bottom 2 are going to stick around for a while, so.
And really, who's going there from Radiant? Because they're so concerned about the potential Roche right now.
Looks like right now Flying Penguins are smoking up and looking to contest this with the Rock.
It's 15 minutes. You know that these runes just went down. There's the ward. Their ward just spotted them, now returning back towards their side. So they have a good idea where most of these heroes are on the Dire. And we need Fatal Bond. We need ulti. And oh, he's going to get spotted first. This is like the worst hero.
3 seconds stun. Okay, no, but they're still okay.
Just running.
Roll forward. Illidan caught. Stun comes out afterwards. Can they interrupt this? They have the Dream Coil. He gets the time off. No, he doesn't get it off in time. The break there onto 2. Soulbind also caught. This is still looking pretty good for Flying Penguins. They've already been able to find themselves 2 kills, and G out of mana now also. They could buy back on the Weaver and try and TP to the Shrine if they want to, but this fight is looking like it's already over, and it's just every man for himself. So Valor is going to just try and run away from here. So getting the kill on the Weaver and the Grimstroke for using a lot of ultis there.
And that's fine, honestly. I think if you're Flying Penguins, that was a pretty good scenario. You defended your tower, you're going to get these waves pushed out. I guess they didn't have defending action. The Snakes took it down, so there you go. But the fact that, like, the instant that you throw out that CK stun, everyone should have just ran. It's like, okay, they're all here, you know what I mean? But you see it, and you're kind of like, oh, we can get the Warlock first, and then you realize, oh, he's way too far away. And it's like, oh, our Weaver's about to get chain stun. But they have to understand their power right now. They got to run.
Oh, that really hurts. He could have gotten a little bit further away, but now he's going to be chased down here. Although it's still going to take a while to kill him, and so
he's got no TP, so they've got time.
That's true.
He's got ulti as well.
Hello.
Aha.
Stun goes out that way, and they're able to find him now. Popping the ulti for this one. No, he's rolling away again. Oh no, he hit the cliff.
I thought he was trying to make a play there.
Well, we'll
the
see.
deforestation, it's giving him away.
Yep, they know. The pings, they follow. The longest chase in the world. You know, he still might get out of this. Like, this is a very maneuverable hero on the Pangolier, and this is space created to the highest degree.
Yeah, Bug's level 1.
Another shield crash?
Come back.
Oh, yeah. Needs to jump out of there.
Not after all this.
They found him. Run away. Shield crash. Save yourself. You got the silence?
Dude, that's silence.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He goes back in again. And he eventually just goes down.
Of all the heroes that have to be up against that scenario, it has to be a Weaver.
I know.
Like, we're like, how many people could have chased you down right there? Pretty much that and a Monkey King. Well, Roche time. Of course, we just saw that the Deso's done. Got ourselves a Vlad's Vanguard on our puck, of course. I mean, what else would you expect on the hero?
Yeah.
And Crimson Guard will be ready to help out versus a TB, a Pango, and a Sven. Oh, hell yeah. This looks good.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you just itemize for what you need. It doesn't necessarily what's the best on the hero that you normally see.
Well, it also comes back to the fact that the Dream Coil is just so stupidly good versus Pango that you're like, yeah, I don't need Blink.
Right.
It's fine. It's like, yeah, you just can't play your hero.
He's going to initiate into me.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that the team doesn't die when that happens.
I will say maybe, you know, have they gone too far? Perhaps a little. I still wouldn't mind a Blink. I don't know. It's all on the TB, right? If they don't get these good silences onto the TB, then this is when this looks questionable. But they're somehow just catching them with Chaos Bolts anyway because it's still this like chaotic, desperately need farm phase.
You know, I feel like it might even be like worth it to go Blink Dagger on the Pango just to initiate on the puck before he can find you.
Yes. Possibly. I mean, I guess the problem is that you kind of need to Dispel. Too bad, though.
It's true. But I guess that speaks to all of the other problems that they've encountered in this game, which is that it's always been Old But Gold initiated on Flying Penguins, except for that fight up by the top Tier 1 tower for Dire. Every other one has kind of gone with Old But Gold finding that initiation.
Yeah, and that's going to be the Crimson Guard right now.
Okay.
Cleans up this camp.
Meanwhile, Flying Penguins still wanting to buy whatever space they can for Envy on this Terrorblade.
They've smoked up. They have themselves the Golem. And they're looking to fight into anyone but the Aegis, pretty much. Or just the Aegis would also be all right. They're fine with that one.
Unfortunately, nobody's there. They're actually going to run into everybody, it looks like, if they continue to smoke up north.
Dude, he's so farmed.
Drop
realize
wards.
that he's like that high in gold.
And as you said, there's the Vanguard done. They drop the Snakes, get themselves the tower here in a second.
Oh, look at that, tanking some tower shots here to keep this going.
Yeah.
Putting the pressure on. It has a TP this time.
Pops the buckler. And In the meantime, looks like they're going to try and drop a ward up on high ground here, most likely, but already the sentry ward placed.
Oh, did they see him?
Won't work.
Yeah, they saw him.
Yeah.
Busted.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, so they know.
Yeah.
Blink Shaman. This could be big. Oh, tower? One more punch. Oh, they got it.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So we're going to have to watch for buybacks in this one as well. They already have the root down, but just going to be able to walk away.
Oh, this Viper's so scary, though. 2k HP, Greaves.
It's so hard to deal with this pressure.
And with this Crimson Guard, I don't know, they just literally no damage. It's one of those games.
They have to kill off the creeps and get like a huge fatal bonds or something. That's not even easy. Jump forward, stun. Can they do anything at all, though? There's going to be the catch, the Soulbind, where they completely isolated and away. He's also going to be leashed by the Dream Coil afterwards. They kill off the Sven. Buyback comes, but now he's just incredibly crippled. Another root out means that this is going to be a dead Pangolier. Can they find this kill here onto Puck? They drop down the rock as well. Fatal Bond's not really doing enough, though, as it looks like G is going to be isolated and everybody held together in this upheaval. They are starting to bring down this Viper, but the break, the catch, the kill, they find that Terrorblade and take him down.
And that's only the Aegis. They spent so much on that Pango kill that it looked a little worrisome, but they're able to pull together there and keep it going thanks to all this regen.
All the regen in the world that you could possibly need, and they do buy back on the Terrorblade at this point, but you don't want to have to use it at all.
He can't. Like, he has no meta. He's just worthless.
Pull back in another round as Lelis is going to fall. The Fatal Bonds is on to a lot of heroes here, but I'm not sure if it's going to quite be enough in the end, although the break, the chase forward, Sven wants to do it. He's not cleaving off of him, but they do find that kill afterwards, a secondary one, in fact, and actually, Old But Gold have lost 4. They end up coming back around, and it looks like Mr. G break. Pull back in. The shackles are catching him there as well. Still not a lot of damage, but it looks like in the end it will be enough. A triple kill for this Pango.
But CK, Lelis, the team player, or sorry, Velo, the team player here, is he's going to buy back just to grab the top bounties. Transfer your gold from supports to cores. That's how you do it.
Amazing.
But yeah, some nice kills here from Flying Penguins. They lingered a bit too long, maybe after the melee racks, but it's also just like hard to pull yourself out of that situation, of course.
Yeah.
For the side of Old But Gold. So they're going to be still very happy with what happened, but as you can see, the net worth lead isn't necessarily this humongous gap or anything here, especially considering how often this Pango's gone down. Look how farmed Roya still is. Like, and he's still just getting gutted in these fights, just leashed over and over.
I mean, it really is like you first pick the Pango, and then they have been able to take all of the counters.
Yeah.
So, I haven't heard that voice line before, but the stun comes out. They even hit on the creep, and then, well, it's going to be a dead Weaver. Vanscore also chased down afterwards. Aoya, can they kill it? Can they find anything else here? Big Daddy has shown up, and he wants to play. As the Viper, they pull him back in closer and closer. Right click's coming through, but they actually get out with the Pango. All right.
That would have been so bad if he went down. But
get it from the Weaver.
Yeah, huge. Just slowing down again, just chipping away at them, taking away the pace towards his VKB. Get some death gold, stop him from farming on the map. And they're still waiting for G's Aghanims anyway, so it might not end up mattering because they should finish around the same time, even with this death. And that'll be the next big thing we're looking for. The split push is the name of the game for Flying Penguins. They have a Terrorblade, so that is, of course, the dream. But there's pretty good heroes versus that, like the Puck and the Weaver especially.
Oh, the scan.
And the fact that Puck doesn't have any boots finished means that he can go for some earlier bots, which might be the play to try and keep up with his TV and just allow them to keep the pressure going.
Oh, maybe he gets an Abyssal next.
It's too late, dude. He got himself the Crimson Guard, you know.
That's fair. Oh, the build's funny. But it makes sense, and it fits.
You know what would be kind of good in this year would be like a Blink, actually.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I could see that working.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a
Someone
bold
should try
proposition,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It sounds a little wild, though. It's
Don't
better
get too
out there.
crazy.
Yeah. You know, maybe even a Yule's. I don't know. Okay, I got to stop. No idea what I'm talking about here.
I like the BKB coming out for the Weaver. The Sunder problem could be an issue. Although we haven't really seen Envy get off that many great Sunders.
He got one pretty clutch one in the base. Obviously, he died really close after, but
Yeah.
it helped get rid of the Aegis. And that will be the Aghanims and the BKB pretty much in sync here. They're both about 300 gold away.
Okay. Meanwhile, up on the high ground, they do not have their Pangolier for this fight on Flying
downtown.
Penguins, but they are going to get that shackle, and now in trouble, trying to run away. He didn't jaunt. Did not decide to go in there.
Risky business into Golem.
A little dangerous since they don't have vision in the area. The jump forward, Snaking able to get the stun right off the bat, but there's going to be the rock that follows up afterwards. Is it enough damage, though?
God,
they're controlling Behor. They have the Nether Toxin down as well. Envy chasing out and just laying into all of these heroes. They bob back with the puck, so he's going to try and get back into this fight. They've already lost the CK.
Yeah, and he is already very close. Envy on the run. Drums, Yasha, get out of here.
Orb chasing, still looking for more, and the puck coil, the eternal bane of this Pangolier, is going to find that kill. But it came at the cost of the CK.
Man, the lucky shot was clutch right there. He'll get that kill on the puck. He was silenced right as he came out of the chain stun from the ulti. Looked like he might have a chance to jaunt away if not for that. Of course, there were still Fatal Bonds down, so might have still been in trouble. But the Roche timer here about to be shown, and 49 seconds. A quick one.
Yeah, very quick.
And that should favor the Dire heavily, because that means we're going to have over a minute where the Golem will still be down.
Now the question is, are they going to realize that, though? They don't really have a great
They've been really
hero.
good about putting their stuff in the pit, though. Like, they'll probably throw the courier in there, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, and it's already coming out right now. We'll see if that's where it decides to stay. But Shrine's taken down since they were obviously able to get that set of racks in the mid lane. At least one of the set.
Yeah, Vansco's already on it. He just face checked the pit, and after he delivers the BKB, would not be surprised.
Yeah. BKB done for Sven, too.
Snaking has had very good initiations. In fact, he's played really well this game. He's 7-3-10, and it feels like every time he jumps in, he's finding a two-man stun. Trying to give them an opportunity in these very difficult team fights. He's the person who's leading into these initiations for not only the Warlock Golem, but also for the follow-up from Flea, because it allows him to get one good Hex off and then a shackle onto someone else.
I mean, he has to be that person, because Pango just can't.
And look at that. Courier right into the pit. These guys head in the game. Because they play, I mean, not in a mean way, but they play one strategy extremely well. Yeah. And that is this like rush down. And this whole rush down strategy is very big on the first two Roche. So they are always having it in the back of their head.
All right, and the smoke up now. Envy is going to have to walk in there unsmoked, but they should be aware that this is happening since they hit on the scan, jump forward, finding their man. Is it going to be enough, though? BZZ, they've already dropped down the wards, but Roche is down. And now Flying Penguins are kind of committed.
Yeah, just get out. Take your tier 1, that's fine. Just don't take a trash can fight without your Grimstroke. Even if they don't golem, it does not feel worth it to try and engage there. Getting 2 towers here is a pretty nice trade for Flying Penguins, considering the fact they didn't have golem and they probably couldn't have fought in the pit. If they manage to get one of these tier 2s in addition to that tier 1, maybe possibly even both of them here.
This could be huge.
Yeah, but they're also pushing into that top lane.
They have Glyph.
Hard here.
They have Glyph on Radiant. So that's going to be able to buy them a little bit more time, and then it looks like Envy is going to try and split push while this is happening continually. So he's keeping that pressure on. They ping him out.
Split pushing? Terrorblade?
It's almost as crazy as Puck
Wait, is he down a Rax? I think I've seen this before. This is right where he wants to be, man. Unfortunately, they have a net worth lead. Not really his forte. Might want to feed a couple deaths away here. And yeah, like XP lead too. Ugh, geez, that's a little not his thing.
It does kind of have the feeling of one of those games, doesn't it, though? Snaking hitting those clutch stuns and be able to stand tall with his BKB. I don't know.
Warlock, you know, the no-brain, stand full screen away, cast your ulti. Best kind of support to be in these games. Please don't kill me. There's a lot of heroes that can get on top of them. Like the Puck, even the CK who's just roaming around in the back lines, and then the Weaver, of course, being one of the better heroes in the entire game versus the Warlock, honestly.
This could be tough. Yeah, the continued pressure on the map that the Terrorblade is going to cause, and then you see Pango, like, even that death that he had where he was running along the entire top side of the map there, that's buying a lot of space, and he can continue to do that. And it's getting ready to pressure the tier 3 tower a little bit. This is going to force a reaction.
I will say, I think Old But Gold got a little bit of an addiction thing going on here. These guys are obsessed with clarities. I swear to God, like, they must have bought so many this game because they just don't have mana regen items. Like, because this Puck, right? He's sitting on 5.8, not bad. Illidan can't even Shikuchi everywhere because he doesn't have any mana for the team fights when he does.
You gotta die or something.
Gotta die. That's
you got the Aegis.
never a great solution. for your team fighting woes.
Look at this, though. Nobody's back for these wards.
They got the dragons. Not even snakes anymore.
Just punch it, get that one down. Tier 3 tower is starting to fall. It's a lot of damage out there, and Illidan, I mean, he spots these heroes, but they can't lock him down in time.
One of those games. Just like everyone's zipping away. Where are these puck bots? Oh, he's going for the Aghanims instead. Fair enough. Kind of, it's almost like disappointing, though, to have the Aghanims versus the Pango, because like you can't really force him to snap it in his ulti. He just sits there. But, of course, the TB having this BKB is the main reason for it. And they'll see if they can catch him off guard. We don't have any way to force it here, right? I mean, reality I guess.
That's probably the best.
There's no force staffs.
No. That was great, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Well done.
It's,
this is why Sheever said my name first earlier.
Yeah, I think so. They're smoked up with 4. Oh, I'm just a Weaver. Just sitting with my Aegis. Come destroy it.
I promise nobody's smoked behind me.
They've been really good with this sentry ward. I doubt he's going to try it again.
They drop the sentry down on the low ground, reveal the Viper. And now they're like, okay, that's a danger zone.
We just popped dust. CK.
Oh, Hex. Careful there, buddy. Snake King stun out already. Trying to find the silence afterwards. Shield crash up to the high ground. Illidan is in. They already have the coil down.
Ooh, this BKB does not look very good.
And look at it. The people, it's catching them all. They're just going to walk into the middle of all of them. Mantis style BKB pop is going to turn and start to lay into all of them. Envy trying to do whatever damage he can. They obliterate the CK. Now turning on to G. This Viper is not going to last long at all. And Illidan just trying to play interference, but it's not happening. They find themselves the puck as well. There's going to be the Sunder. The chase forward for more. Envy found his man. They got him all dead. It is going to be everybody. Puck barely getting out. Now can they take down the Aegis afterwards? No silence, but they found the stun. And flying Penguins flying high.
You know, they were chanting earlier today when Envy was doing this. I don't think they're chanting now. It's happening again. They're doing it. They're running out of steam a little bit there, and yeah, that damage kind of says it all, doesn't it?
And the upheaval.
It was nice. Honestly, it was kind of a botched initiation. It looked a little greedy. It's like, yeah, we smoked and everything, and then Illidan's just like running high ground with his BKB, and it's like, well, that was a great 10-second BKB.
Yeah.
There were a couple of very nice things. Again, this Lucky Strike is just, you know, he initiates on this Grimstroke, and he just gets silenced, even though he's kind of like stuck in no man's land. He's like, you can't follow up. Ha, see ya. I'm going to run away. He's even looking towards a Lotus Orb because he's like, yeah, I'm tired of this.
Well, suddenly a 4,000 gold lead into the favor of Flying Penguins. 25-16. All those outer towers are down. They've done a lot of damage to a couple of these tier 3s.
He took the swashbuckle damage over the strength, actually.
Huh.
That's a little unusual. But I guess they don't really have a secondary damage dealer because the Sven is just, he's not going to have it. He is going Aghanims. Yo. Snaking. All right, well, that explains it. Snaking gets the Ags. Roya gets the damage. All for Envy.
This is the dream for the Terrorblade. I mean, who needs a rapier when you just have double damage, basically?
All right, so if you're old but gold now, you've missed out on another Aegis window. Is the cheese still kicking around here? Yeah, it's still on Viper. So they do still have that to work with. But you're definitely a little demoralized at the moment. You've been pushed back from their base. You're dealing with this super annoying Shadow Shaman who has the bonus HP on his wards and is now just going to run across this map, constantly split pushing you and being a jerk. I do feel like they need these bots on somebody at this point. They don't have any bots. They're just like, they full commit into every single lane.
Yeah, and how many times has that Pango just walked along the top lane and then just been able to pull the whole team back?
Right? Like now Flea's doing it too, so it's just very annoying to try and deal with because bots are just like double value these days. I mean, these guys are old.
Right.
Maybe they don't realize, but the bots are the true gold these days as they try and make the jump here onto Illidan.
This is a bold move indeed, and he just gets the time lapse out and we're going to walk away. Should be a dead Flea, and we'll see if they can find another one. Yep, Snake King also going to go down. Can't BKB TP away from Puck.
That looked like something the team that's losing would try.
Yeah.
They seem to still have a bit of a loser mentality. I mean, to be fair, that's the kind of play that you do when golems are down.
It makes them stronger, man.
The more gold we give to them, then when Envy kills them, he gets more gold. Again, transferring net worth from supports. Genius.
Dire's bottom tower
As
is
he's
under
not quite a
attack.
support yet. Snake King is still sitting at like 13k gold, so certainly not going to get relegated, but he is going to start to teeter off, especially when he gets into this Aghanims, and he's nearly at the gold for it here.
Pango cutting waves back in the mid lane and has his Illusion's pushing forward as well, but it is Old But Gold. They're done with this nonsense. They want to force a buyback, or possibly a bit more. Rooted there. They are just going to kill him off. I don't know. I don't know.
Where are my friends? Team goes down.
Triple buyback. Time to battle. Hex is there. They caught him all with the fatal bonds afterwards. Can they kill him off in time? They need Envy in the middle of all this. He's going to start laying into him, but he needs to get off the Sunder afterwards. Can they keep alive the rest of these heroes? Reflection is out as well. Belhor starting to fall down. Upheaval is doing so much work. He actually can't do anything at all. Slowed down, kill off the puck, find themselves the Viper.
Oh, Envy Sunder's ally to keep himself alive. Oh, that was close.
Very close.
Man, this is some OG Dota. Just dying and then buying back. And it's like, oh my god, we won.
Jeez. Well, again, it feels like each one of these fights is being won by Flying Penguins, but it's not by a huge margin, I guess, either.
No, that is definitely true, because they're spending buybacks every single time.
Yeah.
So then we look towards the timers, right? Like, if they try that again, and then there are no buybacks,
right?
Well, then your game is in a bit of trouble. Can't believe how well that worked out with Roya, just like kind of walking in and dying.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to get them to spend their leashes and everything, then we'll just fight them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go for it, dude.
I thought it was Envy that was being brought down, but it looked like it was instead the Shaman next to him. I mean, that's the thing, is if you're just letting those other heroes die in his space, you've got all the damage in the world now in this Terrorblade. How close is that Sven to the Axe, too? He's real close.
And this Roche will be more in the favor of the Flying Penguins because the Golems will be back up this time. So they'll have a much better chance at fighting at the pit.
That can make a difference too, though.
The
Halberd coming out.
Didn't even notice. All those catapults and everything, they weren't able to defend it. Probably worried that someone was about to jump them from behind. So
yeah.
Shrines are now gained. Huge right now for Flying Penguins. We already talked about the Golems being back up, but now the lack of a buyback, as we already said, there are no bots still. Unless I am going to miss something here, they are botsless. So there will not be any buybacks into these engagements for the side of Old But Gold.
So they have the illusion in there. That's proccing the scan right now. So they think that they're in there taking Roche. And it is still going to be a while before it respawns. So the Ags is done now. Flying Penguins getting together. But they don't have the Warlock with them. He's going to have to take a long walk. They actually can't take a fight until the Warlock's there, though. So
that would be ill-advised.
Yes. Or Illidan advised.
You get one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lee's lurking back there. He's got the massive blink range to help with the April Lens and the talent. And he goes in. Look at that cat.
Shackles, they're grouped up very close together. The stun, it's not quite going to be on the mark, but Envy still walking away from all of them. They've already lost the Shaman.
No stakes.
Disarmed out as well. BKB, they pop the Metamorphosis, still seeing if they can fight this one. Trying to turn onto the CK. They were really laying into him, and, well, that God Strength working pretty well as well. They're killing them all off so quickly. 700 damage per hit from this Terrorblade, but he doesn't have a Sunder. I don't think it's going to matter, actually. He just walks away from him afterwards.
Oh, man, that disarm was clutch, though, or else Weaver was certainly going down.
That's the Halberd on the CK, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah,
he
must
did
have
end
got
up
him just
going
before
down.
he died.
Yeah.
So 1 for 1, support for support. Favors the Dire simply because of gold comeback values and whatnot, but the Radiant, they want to make a little bit more use out of this meta as they're going to smoke up forward. They're looking for a jump here, and remember, this is a blinkless puck, so not as shifty as they usually come.
Yeah, he's still able to get out of there, though. And Roche is back up.
How long till meta is? Yeah, meta just went down, though.
Yeah.
So they have golems, but they have no meta, so they can kind of hold the area. But I think if Old But Gold see this, they're just going to all into that pit. And now they have the MKB. Absolutely huge. And look what Envy does. He knows the game.
Yes.
And he says, I need a refresher because we have to fight this Roche, guys.
82 seconds, but they need to be all there together. Right now, Sven is on the bottom side of the map. He's going to get together with the rest of the team now. They know that Roche is up. The smoke comes right now from Old But Gold as well.
Oh, they need another smoke on the Radiant, but I don't think they have one.
They might just walk into him here. And how does this battle go? Snaking the one gets initiated on, gets the BKB off immediately, and there's going to be the Dream Coil. Catches on to 3 of them as well. They have the Ward Trap over on the side as well, starting to catch off and kill one. Belhor being controlled as well, and Lelis just waiting in the background, waiting for his moment, wants to drop the rock, making the base bump. Can they find him a kill, though? The silence is there. He pops the Greaves, still chasing forward with that CK dead. It does feel like they can just continue to stream at all of the side of Old But Gold. They take down the Weaver. No buyback for either of them. and Snake King standing tall in front of them. They bounce back and forth, but eventually the story's the same.
Oh my god, Envy's so good. The refresher! He bought out the MKB
And they have the puck.
because he thought there was no chance. He's like, how can he fight, right? If I buy this MKB, I can't die because they can't kill us with a refresher.
Right.
But now, that's it. He has no buyback. I mean, that is a free Roche for them. And honestly, if they knew, they could possibly even push for more. But at least the timer of the meta will kill them in that regard. But this is now going to be, guess what? Another refresher for Envy. Oh my god, the refresher was such a good buy. He's so stupidly good at this exact game scenario. We're talking about how Old But Gold are playing the same game every time. Well, unfortunately, they fell into an Envy game. And that buyback from the Viper will scare them off enough to drive them out of the pit. Absolutely huge for Old But Gold.
So in the end, you know, the refresher lets them win the fight, but because Old But Gold had that buyback, they kept the puck alive, a couple of these other heroes.
That's true.
It feels like it's that moment now where, I mean, is it going to be worth it? God, look at that win probability drop. What the heck? It's just 100% Old But Gold?
Wow.
I'm not sure about that.
It's like, why did I doubt Envy terribly? Yeah, that fell off a
No, it's the
cliff
other
real
way.
fast. Oh, you're right. That's
What?
a 100.
For
Oh, well,
Old But
why
Gold.
did you doubt Envy? What's your issue? What? I like how it's just still at 100.
It's okay.
All right, it's.
Everything is fine.
I think there's like an eternal envy code in there or something. You just got no faith. I like
They
to make
saw
it
him
more
buy the
dramatic
refresher.
or something. Yeah. Damn, it's just relentless. I wonder if they get the Roche, if it'll change. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah. So the illusion is in there. Old But Gold ready to force this fight.
15 seconds till meta.
I mean, this is still very bold. They have the Rolling Thunder coming in if they want to use it. Sending in those illusions, starting up the upheaval as well.
Look at that, yeah. Get out of here.
That's
Look
actually
at the
so
cast range on
scary.
this skill. The guy's like in another area code.
Still the Weaver's hitting it. Snakes
Oh my
drop
God,
down.
It actually gets Roche bashed.
Okay, need to be careful there, buddy. Illidan walking in. Envy trying to deal damage as well, but they're caught now in the soulbind, and they're just going to kind of kite this out, it looks like. But they might end up giving up Roche if they do that. Envy broken. They don't have enough burst to take him down right from the get-go, though. And no BKB now on the Terrorblade either means that this is really scary, and the Fatal Bond's connecting onto two of them. They have the Chaotic Offering afterwards. Roche is still getting very low, but they've caught themselves the puck. Can they bring him down in time? Maria also jumping into this one, trying to control, but he's stuck for the moment. Can they bring him down in time? They find themselves the kill onto the Weaver, as well as the Sven going down, and Envy silenced. No, he goes down. He ends up falling.
He's got
90
buyback,
seconds, and they're thinking about chasing forward for this. Roche ends up falling. Aegis still there on the ground, it looks like, as they're trying to save it. It ends up being picked up by Flea, of all people. But the silence is out, the Hex out as well. 3 are dead on the side of Old But Gold. They need to get out with the rest of these heroes. G still being chased. He will have his ulti back up again if he wants to. But Flea is there, and the man with the Aegis is going to find the control to get the kill.
Man, the patience here. They're not going for it. Envy is going to hold on to this buyback. They're still chasing. They get the silence.
What? Lucky shot. No, it's there. They got him caught.
Dude,
they tried to
plus
turn it.
Damage.
And there's no buybacks on any of these heroes.
The -3 second swashbuckle cooldown. This puck just with no blink daggers. It's just not a puck. It
Get
just
a
can't
blink
get out of the
dagger.
fights.
Under attack. Dire's bottom
Hey man,
Oh.
he's got the staff of wizardry for a dagger. So there you go.
And they have the refresher shard also for Flea if they need it, or they can save it for Envy when they come back, but they might not even need to.
All
They've
right,
already going to take a set of barracks here.
Weapons. I'm gonna have to see it again here.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
What's Dota Plus saying here? I gotta know. It just doesn't
It is in
believe.
denial.
It refuses. It can't accept it.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
All right, another Hex. Weaver's back up in 13 seconds. And they're going to drop these snakes. Flea still hanging on to that
that's a
refresher.
get out, right? 3 seconds. It's a, oh my God, bro, you're so crazy. Do you have
He's-
buyback? Oh yeah, he's got a lot of gold.
Okay, all of them do right
Is this
now.
really worth it for another tier 3?
I mean, it's a little dubious.
Just leave.
But they pull him in, and yeah, this is going to be a silence, and eventually a Pango kill, maybe, possibly, trying to roll away. Soulbind got him caught! Lellis! Lellis! Lellis!
What? Dota Plus is right. Why? Why? Like, once that glyph happens, that was like, oh man, we got the glyph out of them. Suckers? Well, I don't think so.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
again, he's super rich. He's got buyback. It's kind of whatever, but
Yeah, true enough.
Guys.
I mean, they still have one set of racks, but it's against this Terrorblade, and it has that feeling that you can just walk up high ground and punch the buildings.
Yeah, that's imagine if the TV was still up too, and I mean he was actually close, right? Like the Weaver and the TV kind of died right at that same moment, but there you go. All right, I mean if there's anything that was going to change my mind in this game, it's got to be the Ags Refresher Shadow Chomp. This is like that thing that just can't lose games. It feels like.
Yeah.
You get these things down in a team fight, and I mean let alone a team fight, just on their high ground, it feels like you just simply cannot kill the snakes in time before they at least take a full set of racks. If not, you're thrown really. And yeah, this is one thing we're really looking for is you're looking there. That 25 on the Viper, they desperately need it. That's why he's down here all alone. That's why he's shoving out these waves. For the love of God, get that silence because that BKB on the TV, he's got 2 of them, yes, but that means it's 10 seconds total. And they just got to get him caught in that silence, and his game is very difficult. You can't Manta out of that. You got to run.
Well, and the other thing that's pretty nifty about it is, like, going for this E-Blade build on the Viper, he has that extra Viper Strike damage. Like, it feels as if they just want to burst down Envy because, in a way, it is a lot still just about him, you know, in these fights. So if you can kill him, maybe you got a chance there. But they don't really have that many stuns. Like, you need to get lucky with the CK stun there, able to hit. And oftentimes, you're just going to pop the BKB afterwards.
Double damage.
I wish it was more obvious how much damage this Sven Ags gives. It's hard to tell, right? Like when you're in the middle of the engagements and everything like that, but
yeah,
just so good.
Well, it's sort of an interesting little conundrum that they're getting into. I was kind of wondering if he was going to go for the Reality Rift Pierce's spell immunity talent on the CK.
To like pull them into the...
To break the tether for the Terrorblade.
Oh, yeah, that's also true, actually. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad call. That could have been something. Unfortunately, the other one is 150 GPM. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of cute. Or for the other 90% of the game, or, you know, 98% of the game, I could just be getting gold. And he feels like he needs those items, going to try and buff up his team versus all this physical damage from the side of Flying Penguins.
Flea is just waiting right now for anybody to show on this lane, and it looks like it might be Old But Gold to oblige as they actually just run into everybody. God. Weaver. Oh, be careful there, buddy. I mean, they spot them all. If you've ever gotten initiation.
And the thing is that he has this Ghost Scepter now on the Warlock, which is so huge for this exact scenario, right?
And they needed to take the fight before this happens.
Yeah, he's going in.
He's
going
just,
for the other side.
All right, make it happen. Pull it in, try to take it down. They do end up losing the Shadow Shot. Guess what? That guy has Aegis. The reflection comes out the second time now. Silence onto 4, stun onto a couple more as well. And it's going to be the Fatal Bonds and all of the damage coming out all at once with the Chaotic Offering down. Old But Gold do not look like they're going to be able to stand a chance. Although they are going to have some buybacks here. Weaver coming back into the fight afterwards. But G is dead. No buyback. Grimstroke dead. No buyback. And Envy is standing tall in the midst of all of it.
I just want to point out it's still at 100%. It refuses.
100% Dota plus win rate the other
Dota
direction.
Plus hates NA. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know what's going on here. This is bull.
Unbelievable.
It refuses. This is biased.
Biased game engine.
Damn,
and the nice is called out as Flying Penguins are going to get the GG into their favor and make their way into the upper bracket, into the playoffs.
They're not
look
even.
Oh, look at him. He's so happy.
They're not even the 1%. They're the 0%.
I know.
They don't even get a digit. Envy's literally too good at TV games.
Dude, they're so happy. Look at this. This is great.
I mean, are you happy? That's one of those games where it ends and you're just like, I hated everything about that. You know, Envy had fun. That's pretty much it. He pressed his Terrorblade buttons. He gets a big hug. So look at Snakey. Look at that face. That's the face of a happy man. That's the man who's just like, oh my God, my back. Oh, God, that puck, that Grimstroke, please get off me. But the space was made. They got it done. Definitely a massive team effort. I can remember big plays from every single person on this team.
Yeah.
Throughout that game, honestly.
Throughout the series. Throughout the whole series, it felt like also. Like, everybody was contributing.
You know, Flea had his big moment with the Shadow Amulet. I mean, Lelis on the Warlock hit so many, like, 3-4-man.
The upheaval.
I mean, even the Fatal Bonds. Even.
Yeah.
Like, he might only get 2 people with the Rock, but then there's like 4 or 5-man Fatal Bonds, and you're like,